This is the flow of my presentation. First of all, I will speak about what are the jobs, what are the posts which directly linked to mathematics, means what are the posts available for which only mathematics graduate can apply, no other subjects graduates can apply. Now, then I will talk about the banking sector jobs, then I will talk about insurance sectors, then railway sector, then defense sector, and finally we will talk about what are the job opportunity in civil service sectors. So let's quickly start. First of all, jobs linked with mathematics. So very first, when we think about the what are the jobs we can apply for immediately after the taking our graduate in mathematics. So first jobs come our mind is that teaching jobs. So Sachin sir has already covered so many teaching jobs in schools and colleges. So I will quickly refer all these jobs. Let's see what are the jobs available in central schools. Central schools means it covers these KVS, NVS, ERDO, and army schools. If you want to become a primary teacher and higher secondary teacher, then what are the qualifications and what are the exams you have to appear? So let's say first post is a primary teacher. To become a primary teacher, you need to have HSC plus diploma in education or BSc plus BEd degree. If you have HSC and plus you have a diploma in education degree, then you can apply for this CTET exam. And if you are able to clear this CTET exam, then you can become a primary teacher in central government schools. Second post is trained graduate teacher, which is called TGT. The job description of this TGT is you need to teach the students of class 6 to 10, and the education qualification is the BSc plus BEd. So all these posts are the mathematics teacher. Okay, if you want to become a teacher in mathematics subject, then you need to clear your BSc in mathematics and BEd in mathematics. After clearing BSc plus BEd, you need to appear in this CTET exam, which is Central Teacher Eligibility Test. And if you clear this exam, then you can become a trained graduate teacher in any of these central government schools. Next post is postgraduate teacher. So if you want to teach students of class 11 and 12, then you need to appear this exam, postgraduate teacher. It is also called PGT. This all name, this all postgraduate teacher, trained graduate teacher are famous in central government schools. Okay, in state government schools, there is no nomenclature of these teachers. So in central government school, if you want to become a teacher of class 11 and 12 students, then you need to clear your master's degree in mathematics, and you need to clear BEd. You need to complete your BEd in mathematics or MEd in mathematics. Some schools required MEd and some schools required BEd. So it is not compulsory to clear the BEd to become a postgraduate teacher in any central government schools. There is no exam required to become a PGT in class 11 and 12 in central government schools. Okay, I quickly refer all these things. Now let's go to the Gujarat government schools. If you want to become a primary teacher in Gujarat government schools, then you need to complete your 12th standard, and after 12th you need to register in PTC, which is also called Diploma in Elementary Education, and you need to clear this exam TET1. TET means Teacher Eligibility Test. Okay, so in primary section, if you want to become a teacher in Gujarat government school, then you need to clear this exam and you need to get this education HSC plus PTC. To teach in class 6 to 8, you need to you will have this BSc degree with mathematics subject and BEd degree with mathematics subject, or you can register for HSC plus 4 years BSc in education. There is one course which is called BSc in education. In this course, you will have your BSc degree as well as your education degree, means BSc and BEd degree in combination. You can get this BSc degree in B.Ed degree in 4 years. This course can be done after you complete your HSc degree. So to become a upper primary teacher in Gujarat government state schools, then you need to clear this TET 2 exam. Okay. So if you want to become primary teacher, then you need to clear TET 1. And if you need to if you want to become upper primary teacher, then you need to clear TET 2 exam. If you want to become a secondary teacher, and you have to teach standard 9 and 10 students, and the education requirement for this secondary teacher is BSc plus B.Ed, and the exam you need to clear is TAT 1 exam. TAT means teacher aptitude test. Okay. Next, if you want to become a class 11 and 12 standards higher secondary teacher, then you need to complete your master's degree in mathematics and your B.Ed degree in mathematics or MA degree in mathematics. And you compulsory need to appear this exam TAT 2, which means teacher's aptitude test 2. And when you clear this exam, then you need to then you are able to become a higher secondary teacher in class 11 and 12. Okay, so quickly repeat all these things. If you want to become primary teacher, then TET 1, upper primary TET 2, secondary teacher TAT 1, and higher secondary teacher TAT 2 exam. You need to clear this exam. Now, this also has covered by Sachin sir in the previous lecture. If you want to become an assistant professor in central colleges or universities, then you need to complete your master's degree and PhD degree or PhD degree. Why I have written here or? Because if you want to become an assistant professor in universities, what do I mean by universities? Universities means the departments linked with university. Means, for example, in Gujarat University, there is a mathematics department. In Saurashtra University, there is a mathematics department. If you want to become an assistant professor in these university departments, then the PhD is compulsory. But if you want to become a professor, assistant professor in colleges affiliated to these universities, for example, MG Science College affiliated to Gujarat University, Virani Science College affiliated to Saurashtra University. So if you want to become an assistant professor in colleges affiliated to these universities, then you need to complete only MSc and NET exam. Okay, if you clear your MSc in mathematics, and if you would clear this exam, national eligibility test in mathematics, then you can become an assistant professor in any of the central. Okay, that will I will talk to you in next session, that Gujarat state colleges. Okay, so there is a difference between central colleges and Gujarat state colleges. If you want to become a assistant professor in central colleges, then compulsory you need to clear this NET exam. And if you want to become an assistant professor in Gujarat state colleges, then you need to clear any of these exams. First one is NET or GSET or GPSC. Okay, so if you have cleared this GSET exam, then you can become an assistant professor in only Gujarat state colleges. And if you are a PhD, then you can become a assistant professor in university linked departments. Okay, so this is the difference between central and state colleges. Now there are some other jobs which is directly linked to mathematics. So there is one board called Gujarat Subordinate Service Selection Board. There are two types of jobs. The notification is released by this GSSSB board. First one is statistical assistant and another one is research assistant. Okay, statistical assistant. What is the role of this job? What is the role of this statistical assistant? So statistical assistant collect data from government offices and make a report and charts and submit it to research assistant. Okay, so mainly the work of this statistical assistant is collect data and make the reports. You need to complete your BSc in mathematics or statistics or economics. If you have this degree, BSc with mathematics or statistics, then you can become a statistical assistant, and you need to appear this GSSSB statistical assistant exam to become a statistical assistant. To become a research assistant, what is the role of this research assistant? Research assistant collect the data from statistical assistant and analyze all these reports and charts which has been collected by this research assistant from the statistical assistant, and find the final output from these reports. Okay. To become a research assistant, you need to appear in this exam, GSSSB research assistant exam, and you must have BSc in mathematics or statistics or economics. Okay. Next is the scientist job in ISRO. Okay. ISRO means Indian Space Research Organization. This is the cutting of the original notification published by the ISRO Bengaluru Center. So here is the job connected to the mathematics. Okay, if you want to become a mathematics scientist, if you want to become a scientist in mathematics subject, then here is the education qualification published in the official notification. I read this notification. You need to have MSc or equivalent postgraduate degree in mathematics or applied mathematics with an aggregate minimum of 65%. Okay, so if you have MSc degree in mathematics and you have a 65% in aggregate in your masters, then you can apply for this scientist job in ISRO. What is your role as a scientist in ISRO? So your role is to estimate for satellites and software development, numerical methods, modeling, analysis, software and system and applications. So this is your job description as a scientist in ISRO, and your selection is based on written test and interview or direct from interview. Okay, so this is the detail of the scientist job in ISRO. Now let's see the detail of scientist job in DRDO. Similar to ISRO, DRDO also announces the scientist post for mathematics postgraduates. Here is the official cutting of the official notification of DRDO scientist post, direct recruitment for the post of scientist B in DRDO. Okay, so here is the essential educational qualification for mathematics, scientist in mathematics. So what is the qualification? At least first class master's degree in mathematics from a recognized university or equivalent. And you need to clear this GATE exam. Okay, this GATE exam is compulsory to become a scientist in mathematics in DRDO. So valid GATE score in mathematics, paper code MA. Okay, so this is the details of all the details of jobs which is directly linked with mathematics. Only mathematics graduates or postgraduates can apply in these posts. Now coming towards the jobs in which any graduate can apply. So first one is banking sector. So in banking sector, there are two options. First one is either clear IBPS exam, or second option is either clear the particular banks exam. Okay, so first at beginning we see the what are the posts through which we can enter by IBPS exam. So list of banks recruiting through IBPS. So these are the list of banks. These are all the list of public sector banks which recruiting through IBPS exam. Okay. So first post is clerk. If you want to become a clerk in any bank, then you need to clear this IBPS clerk exam. If you have cleared this exam, then you can appear to the personal interview to particular banks, and if you would select in personal interview, then you can become a clerk in particular bank. For this, the essential qualification is graduation. If you have any graduation degree, the subject is not fixed. This is not only for mathematics or only for economics. Okay, any graduate can apply for this clerk exam. Similarly, there is another post, probationary officer. To become a probationary officer in bank, you need to have your graduation in any subject, and you need to appear in this exam, IBPS PO exam. PO means probationary officer. Okay, so if you want to become a probationary officer in any bank, then first clear this IBPS PO exam, then apply to the any banks, and the banks will take your interview, personal interview, and after based on your personal interview, you can become a probationary officer in particular banks. Another post is specialist officer. As a science graduate, we have very less opportunity to become a specialist officer. Only there is a one opportunity. There are different sectors in this specialist officer. First one is IT officer, another one is agriculture officer, then law officer, then HR person. But as a science graduate, we can apply only for the IT officer, but not directly after the passing of graduation. But we need to have a graduate having passed DOEC B level certificate. If you want to become a specialist officer in any bank, then you need to clear your graduation, and after clearing your graduation, you need to do this DOEC certificate course with B level. Okay, so to become a specialist officer, you can have this graduation and DOEC B level certificate. And after having this certificate, you need to appear in this IBPS SO exam also. Okay. So next is banking sector in SBI. Okay. So as we have seen in previous slide, that if you want to become any officer or any post in banking sector, if you want any post in banking sector, then you need to appear in IBPS exams. Similarly, SBI also takes the exams for clerk and for probationary officer and different type of officers. Okay, so if you want to become a clerk in SBI, so you have two options. First one is either appear in IBPS clerk exam or appear in SBI clerk exam. SBI itself took the exam. SBI itself released the exam notification for SBI clerk. Okay, so if you want to become a clerk in SBI, then you need to appear this SBI clerk exam. Similarly, for probationary officer, you need to appear in SBI PO exam also. Similarly, for now coming to the RBI. Okay, RBI means Reserve Bank of India. If you want to become an RBI officer, or if you want to job in RBI, then you need to appear two types of exam. First one is RBI assistant exam, and another one is RBI grade B officer. Okay, so in this post, RBI assistant post, you need to have your graduation in any subject, and you need to clear this RBI assistant exam. For RBI grade B officer, you need to have your graduation or post graduation. There are many different sectors in RBI grade B officers. So depending on the officer's exam, you need to have your graduation or post graduation, and you need to clear this RBI grade B exam also. Okay, so there are two possibilities to become a job in RBI. Now coming to the insurance sector. So insurance sector, life insurance corporation, LIC, every year conducts these 6 type of exams. First one is LIC AAO, means Assistant Administrative Officer. Second one is Housing Finance Limited Sectors exam. Third one is Direct Sales Executive exams. Fourth one is Financial Service Executive exams. Fifth one is LIC Agent exams. And sixth one is Development Officer exam. So let's go through all these 6 type of posts. First one is Assistant Administrative Officer. If you want to become a AAO, Assistant Administrative Officer in LIC, there are 5 different type of officers in LIC. First one is Legal Officer, another one is IT Officer, third one is CA, fourth one is Rajbhasha, and last one is Actuarial. We can apply as a science graduate, as a mathematics graduate, we can apply only in last type of officers, means Assistant Administrative Officer in Actuarial sector. So this is the education qualification to become an Assistant Administrative Officer. You need to clear your graduation. Okay, you need to have your graduation degree in any subject. Candidates should have passed paper CT1 and CT5 or more other papers of the exam conducted by the Institute of Actuaries of India or Institute and Faculty of Actuaries UK. Candidates must also have a membership number for the same. Okay, so you can't become an actuarial officer based on your graduation degree. You need to clear some exams which has been conducted by the Institute of Actuaries of India or Institute of Faculty of Actuaries UK. Okay, so this is the particular type of officer which is called actuarial officer. So in current days, actuary is very famous as a sector. If you want to study this actuarial science, then there is one course run by the School of Emerging Science and Technology, Gujarat University. It is the integrated MSc in actuarial science. Okay, you can take admission after 12th science and commerce. If you are a 12th science passed out student and commerce students, then you can take admission in this integrated MSc course run by the School of Emerging Science and Technology, Gujarat University. Okay, so this is the qualification for to become an assistant administrative officer. The exam you need to clear to become this actuarial officer is LIC AAO exam. AAO means Assistant Administrative Officer exam. Next, coming towards the Housing Finance Limited sector. Here also, there are three different categories. First is the assistant category, second is the associate category, and last assistant manager category. To become an associate, you need to have CA. If you have CA certificate, then you can appear for the associate. If you have MBA degree, then you can appear for the assistant manager exam. But if we have any graduate degree, then you need to appear. Then you can appear in the assistant exam, assistant in Housing Finance Limited sector. Okay, so essential qualification graduation is the essential, and you need to have computer skills, and you need to clear this exam, LIC HFL for assistant exam. Okay. Now, if you want to become a direct sales executive, then you need to clear your graduation. After clearing your graduation, you need to clear this exam, LIC DAC exam. Similarly, for financial service executive, to become a financial service executive, first clear your graduation in any subject, and you can appear in this LIC FSC exam. FSC means Financial Service Executive exam. If you have cleared this exam, then you can become a financial service executive. And at last, if you want to become a LIC agent, okay, so there is no graduation requirement to become a LIC agent. Only you, if you have a 12th HSC degree, plus you have, if you want to become a LIC agent, then go to your near LIC center. Then at that center, first take the 100 hours of training in the LIC agent course. Okay, you need to have 100 hours training in as a LIC agent, then appear in this exam. Okay, first you will have this 100 hours training, then you can appear in this exam. Okay, so the exam name is LIC IRDA exam. If you clear this LIC IRDA exam, then you can become an official LIC agent. Another post is development officer. For development officer also, you need to have your graduation in any subject, and you need to appear in this exam, LIC DO exam. Okay, DO means development officer. Now coming to the railway sector. So Railway Recruitment Board release many exams, many notification of posts for which you can apply in different categories. As a science graduate, as any graduate, we can apply only one category, which is named as non-technical popular categories. Okay. Another categories are for engineers, for 10th standard pass students, and many more. But we can apply only for these non-technical popular categories. So there are two parts. First one is first 5 post is the post for which the education requirement is HSC. If you have HSC or 12th pass student, then you can appear for these 5 type of jobs. But if you have your graduation degree, then you can appear for this another 8 type of post. So first five type of jobs are junior clerk come typist, okay, then train clerk, then commercial come ticket clerk, then as a graduation based graduation based post are junior accountant, assistant come typist, senior clerk come typist, station master, traffic assistant. All are the jobs which can you can become this post. You can appear for this exam if you have graduation degree. There are typing speed also required for typist, okay, and here also typing speed required for typist. To become a non-technical popular categories, to become this to get selected in any of these posts, you need to appear this exam, NTPC exam. For all these posts, you need to appear only in one exam, okay. The NTPC exam is divided into 4 types. First one is stage 1 CBT, means computer based test. Computer based test stage 1, computer based test stage 2. Then you need to appear in typing exam or computer exam based on the post, and finally you need to appear in medical exam also. Okay, so if you want to get job in railway sector, then you need to appear in this type of exam. Okay, so now coming towards the defense sector. So first one is combined defense service. This is called the CDS exam. So UPSC conducts CDS exam to select candidates for the following academies. Okay, so if you want to become any defense officers, okay, if you want to become an officer in Indian defense sector, then first you need to take admission in any of the 5 type of academies, okay. But if you want to take admission in this 5 type of academies, then you need to clear this CDS exam first. First clear this CDS exam, then get admission in any of the 5 type of academies based on your score in this exam, okay. So first one is Indian Military Academy, second one is Indian Naval Academy, third one is Air Force Academy, 4 and 5 is Officers Training Academy for men and women. If you would clear the CDS written exam, then you need to appear for personality test in SSB interview. SSB means Service Selection Board. So first appear in written exam, which is called CDS exam, taken by UPSC. If you clear this exam, then you need to appear in SSB interview. Admission would be given on basis of merit in CDS exam and SSB interview. Okay. Wait a minute. After passing out from these academies, you would become commissioned officer in Indian Defense Forces. Okay. So if you clear this written test, if you clear this SSB interview, and if you would get admission in these academies, any of these academies, and if you pass out from this academy, then you would become a commissioned officer in Indian Defense Forces. The education qualification for all these training academies for IMA and Officers Academy. IMA means Indian Military Academy, and Officers Training Academy is degree of recognized university, means any graduate can apply for this academy. For Indian Naval Academy, you need to have your engineering from recognized university, and for Air Force Academy, you need to have your degree in recognized university with physics and mathematics at 10+2 level. If you have physics and mathematics in your 12th standard, and you have BSc degree with mathematics or physics, then you can apply for this Air Force Academy. Okay. This is the vacancies for these 5 types of academy in 2021. Okay. Now coming towards the UPSC CAPF exam. Apart from Army, Navy, and Air Force, there are many other armed forces in India. You can become an officer in each of these forces after completion of your graduation. Okay. First one is CRPF, which is called Central Reserve Police Force. Second one is BSF, Border Security Force. Third one is CISF, which is called Central Industrial Security Force. Third one is ITBP, Indo-Tibetan Border Police Force. And last one is SSB, Sashastra Seema Bal. You can become an officer in any of these forces if you clear this UPSC CAPF exam. Okay. If you want to join in one of the above forces, then either you need to apply individually in each force or apply for UPSC CAPF exam. Okay. If you clear this UPSC CAPF exam, then you can become an officer in any of these forces. The eligibility criteria for CAPF assistant commandant exam is as follows. Here is the education qualification. Here, education qualification is the bachelor's degree from any government recognized university or deemed university. If you have bachelor's degree from any subject, then you can appear for this CAPF exam and become an officer for any of these 5 type of forces. Now coming towards the Territorial Army exam. This is the official notification for Territorial Army exam. Here is the okay. So I want to draw your attention in this line. Based on the concept of enabling motivated young citizens to serve in a military environment without having to sacrifice their primary professions. Okay. So this is a special type of entry in army. If you want to become a Territorial Army officer, then you need to clear this exam, Territorial Army exam. And what is the difference between regular army and Territorial Army? Territorial Army is a part-time job in army. It is not a full-time job in army. Any citizen who has cleared his graduation and who has done his job, who is doing his job in any private or government sector can apply for this exam. And the duties of the territorial officer, Territorial Army officer, is only 1 and 2 months in a year. Okay. आपको सिर्फ 1 या 2 महीने के लिए ही आर्मी के लिए आपको पोस्ट में भेजा जाएगा. आपको आर्मी, अगर आप ये एग्जाम क्लियर करते हो, अगर आप किसी भी फील्ड में जॉब कर रहे हो, तो आप ये एग्जाम दे सकते हो. इसके एज लिमिट है 18 से लेके 42 इयर्स तक. ओके. फॉर एग्जांपल मैं आपको एक एग्जांपल देता हूँ. जैसे महेंद्र सिंह धोनी भी अभी आर्मी में ज्वाइन हुए, तो वो कैसे, उन्होंने यही एग्जाम दी है. महेंद्र सिंह धोनी ने भी टेरिटोरियल आर्मी के एग्जाम क्लियर किया और उनकी एज 42 से कम थी, इसलिए वो ये टेरिटोरियल आर्मी के ऑफिसर की रैंक पे वो जा सके. okay? वैसे कोई भी सिटीजन जो कोई भी जॉब कर रहा है, वो पार्ट टाइम आर्मी के ऑफिसर की जॉब अगर करना चाहता है, आर्मी में पार्ट टाइम जॉब करना चाहता है, तो वो ये टेरिटोरियल आर्मी का एग्जाम दे सकते हैं. दिस इज द सब्जेक्ट, दिस इज द एग्जाम पैटर्न फॉर टेरिटोरियल आर्मी. Part 1 is reasoning, Part 2 is elementary mathematics, then paper 2 general knowledge and English. So यहाँ पे आप देख सकते हो कि ओनली आपको मैथमेटिक्स और इंग्लिश की नॉलेज हो तो आप ये एग्जाम क्लियर कर सकते हो. मतलब इतनी हार्ड एग्जाम नहीं है यूपीएससी टाइप या जीपीएससी टाइप. अगर आप ये एग्जाम एज अ मैथमेटिक्स के स्टूडेंट, ओके, यू आर अ मैथमेटिक्स स्टूडेंट, सो एज अ मैथमेटिक्स के स्टूडेंट आप ये एग्जाम इजीली क्लियर कर सकते हो. एग्जाम क्लियर करने में कोई दिक्कत नहीं है, लेकिन इसके बाद जो इंटरव्यू आएगा, वो इंटरव्यू में आपको आर्मी का इंटरव्यू फेस करना पड़ेगा, वो थोड़ा टफ पड़ता है. सो दिस इज ऑल अबाउट डिफेंस सेक्टर फॉर आर्मी, नेवी एंड एयरफोर्स. नाउ देयर आर सम बेनिफिट्स फॉर NCC certificate in Indian Armed Forces. Okay, candidates having NCC certificate can join IMA or OTA. What is IMA? IMA is Indian Military Academy and OTA is Officers Training Academy. So candidates having NCC certificate can join IMA or OTA directly through SSB interview. without appearing in CDS written exam through NCC direct entry. तो अगर आपके पास एनसीसी का सी सर्टिफिकेट है तो आपको वो जो यूपीएससी सीडीएस का एग्जाम लेती है वो रिटर्न टेस्ट में आपको अपीयर होने की जरूरत नहीं है, आपको डायरेक्ट इंटरव्यू के लिए ही बुलाया जाएगा. सिमिलरली 32 वैकेंसीज आर रिजर्व्ड इन रेगुलर कोर्स ऑफ आईएमए फॉर सी सर्टिफिकेट होल्डर्स irrespective of position in merit of SSB interview. मतलब द इंडियन मिलिट्री एकेडमी में 32 वैकेंसीज रिजर्व रहता है सी सर्टिफिकेट होल्डर्स के लिए. फॉर शोल्डर जीडी कैटेगरी बोनस मार्क्स विल बी गिवन बेस्ड ऑन एनसीसी सर्टिफिकेट्स. ओके, these are the bonus marks. For if you have NCC A certificate, then 5% extra marks will be given to you. If you have NCC B certificate, then 8% extra mark will be given to you. Similarly, if you have C certificate, then 10% extra marks will be given in soldier GD exam. Okay, GD means general duty in army. Okay, in army, if you want to become a soldier, then in the soldier exam आपको इतने एक्स्ट्रा मार्क्स मिल सकते हैं अगर आपके पास एनसीसी का सी सर्टिफिकेट ए और बी सर्टिफिकेट है तो. नाउ कमिंग टू द नेवी, अप टू 9 वैकेंसीज पर कोर्स फॉर कमीशन इन नेवी are reserved for NCC C certificate pass graduate cadets with BSc Mathematics or Physics. If you have BSc degree with Mathematics or Physics subject, then you can appear for this Navy. Then you can appear for Navy exam, and if you have NCC C certificate, then you can easily become a Navy officer. So for sailor and artificer category, bonus marks will be NCC certificates. For sailor category, if you have NCC A certificate, then 2 marks. For B, you would have 4 marks. For C certificate, you can get 6 marks extra. For artificer category, you can have, if you have A certificate, then 5 marks, B certificate, then 10 marks, and C certificate, you can get 15 marks extra for Navy. Now for Air Force, 10% vacancies reserved in each branch for NCC C certificate holders for pilots course. Under mentioned marks are added to selection test marks of certificate holders. Means अगर आपके पास A, B या C सर्टिफिकेट है तो आपको ये जो एयरफोर्स की तरफ से जो एग्जाम ली जाती है उसमें इतने एक्स्ट्रा मार्क्स आपको मिल सकते हैं. ओके, सो अवर लास्ट टॉपिक सिविल सर्विस सेक्टर. सिविल सर्विस सेक्टर में हम 2 टाइप की एग्जाम की बात करने वाले हैं. एक है यूपीएससी एग्जाम और सेकंड वन है जीपीएससी एग्जाम और थर्ड वन है एसएससी. सो यूपीएससी एग्जाम के बारे में जनरली सबको मालूम ही रहता है, लेकिन क्विकली हम एक बार देख लेते हैं. दीज आर द डिफरेंट सर्विसेज फॉर विच यूपीएससी टेक एग्जाम एवरी ईयर. सो दिस इज द एग्जाम पैटर्न फॉर प्रीलिम्स. देयर आर 2 पेपर्स. फर्स्ट वन इज general study and second one is general study for CSET. Then this is the main exam pattern. There are 9 papers, and you can search this UPSC exam pattern on internet also. This is only to draw your attention that you can appear this civil service exam also after completing your graduation. I am not going to go to the detailed explanation of this exam. Now coming to the GPSC exam pattern is similar to UPSC exam. There is a prelim exam, then mains, then interview. Following is the post for which GPSC conduct exam. This is the Gujarat Public Service Commission. Okay, so for GPSC, following is the post for which GPSC conduct exam. The first one is deputy collector. You can become a deputy collector after clearing this GPSC exam. You can become a DDO. You can become a DYSP. You can become assistant commissioner of tax, state tax. You can become a deputy director of scheduled caste and Mamlatdar and many more. Okay, to become this type of officers, you need to clear this GPSC exam. Now coming to the Staff Selection Commission SSC exam. जैसे हम रेलवे की बात की ऐसे ही हम एसएससी की भी बात कर सकते हैं. रेलवे में जैसे बहुत सारी कैटेगरी में एग्जाम ली जाती है, वैसे एसएससी में भी बहुत सारी कैटेगरी में एग्जाम आती है, लेकिन हम एज ए ग्रेजुएट स्टूडेंट सिर्फ एक ही कैटेगरी में एग्जाम दे सकते हैं. दिस इज कॉल्ड कंबाइंड ग्रेजुएट लेवल एग्जाम. ओके, सो हियर इज द पोस्ट, डिफरेंट टाइप ऑफ पोस्ट, एंड दिस इज द डिफरेंट टाइप ऑफ जॉब्स. available in department or ministry. Okay, so these are the list of all posts. First is assistant audit officer, and the department is Indian Audit and Account Department under C and AG. वैसे ही आप ये सब सर्च कर सकते हो, SSC CGL लिख के अगर आप सर्च करोगे कंबाइंड ग्रेजुएट लेवल, तो आपको डिफरेंट टाइप ऑफ पोस्ट जानने को मिलेगी, और उसके लिए आपको क्या क्वालिफिकेशन चाहिए. जनरली सभी एग्जाम के लिए, सभी पोस्ट के लिए ग्रेजुएशन ही रिक्वायरमेंट रहता है, लेकिन आप डिटेल में स्टडी कर सकते हो कि स्टाफ सिलेक्शन कमीशन की जो CGL एग्जाम है उसमें हम क्या डिटेल में किस पोस्ट के लिए क्या एजुकेशन का रिक्वायरमेंट रहता है. दिस इज द एग्जाम पैटर्न फॉर CGL एग्जाम. देयर आर 4 टाइप ऑफ exams. First one is tier 1, means online MCQ. Second one also online MCQ. Third one is subjective, and fourth one is skill based test. Okay, so this is only for the Gujarat government jobs. For any current or upcoming government of Gujarat recruitment, you can go through this website https://ojas.gujarat.gov.in. अगर आपको कोई भी गुजरात गवर्नमेंट, मतलब GPSC है, GSSSB है, फिर प्रोफेसर के लिए GPSC रहती है, ऐसी कोई भी एग्जाम है जिसके लिए आपको अप्लाई करना है, तो सबसे पहले गुजरात गवर्नमेंट ये दोनों वेबसाइट के ऊपर उसका नोटिफिकेशन रिलीज करते हैं. सो कीप इन माइंड, ये दोनों वेबसाइट लिख लीजिए कि ojas.gujarat.gov.in ये एक वेबसाइट है. दूसरी वेबसाइट है GPSC ojas.gujarat.guj